Hey YouTubers, Electric Adventures here with a little arcade update video. Got all the arcade machines fired up, but what we have here is a box of arcade boards. These are all in my a local friend's pile of either not tested, partially working or not working at all. Since I have more storage and potentially some time coming up in my hands shortly, I'm going to see if I can get some of them to work. So there's all sorts of boards here. This one here is called, I don't know what some of them are yet, so I mean I don't know what the actual game is. This one's called The Pit. Board looks in okay condition. It's obviously a bit of a sandwich board there. It looks awfully like a little bit like a Space Invaders configuration, so I'll have to look that one up and find out about that one. Sorry, a bit of moving around. Now here we have it looks like a Galaxian, sorry, not a scramble type board. That's actually a scramble. Right, it needs some legs and some work. I do actually have a working Super Copper, so it'll be interesting to see whether I can get that working. All the ROMs look like they're in good nick and everything. It does say dead there though, so but maybe using Froggers, Scrambles and Super Cobras are all pretty much the same board, just with different ROMs. So we'll have to see how we go with that one. Next we have, now this one's got a lot of hacks and I believe, is this the one? No, sorry, I'm sounding a little confused. Went through this pretty quickly. This is actually Donkey Kong Part 2. Obviously a bootleg of some kind. It'll be interesting to see, and I believe it just needs that ROM reflashing or something, but there is a hack on that ROM too, so a bit of debugging with that one. Right, this is a Galaxian Part 4, and then we have a Double Dragon. So these are obviously, you know, dual layer sandwiches. They're missing the risers. And this has obviously got an issue here with a mod that's come off completely, and I'll have to try and figure that out. So obviously some of these aren't going to be easy repairs, but you know, some of them might work. So this says no worky. I'm so sure it is. Is that a Xevious? No, I do actually have another. It's a Xevious. Okay, so that's a Xevious. I do actually have another Xevious that I haven't tried out yet myself, so having another one that I can part swap on, maybe we can make one out of two or whatever. Oh look, and a Tiger Heli sticker. That's interesting because there is actually a Tiger Heli in here somewhere. Now this is a really interesting looking little board. It's a Street Fighter EX supposedly. Not working. And here's a weird one, Jack Potland's Poker. Probably won't expend a huge amount of energy on that one. Then we have this one, which looks like it's on a Galaxian type board. Sorry if I'm not doing this very well. I can only use my left arm at the moment. It's got a couple of components missing off down there, lots of ROMs missing off there. So it's an unknown game based off what looks like a Galaxian board. There were a few games that were made using the Galaxian hardware. Right, now this one is a game called Red Clash. It just hasn't been tested because it requires a custom harness. Look it up, it's a very interesting looking game, a bit of a different sort of one. In a way it looks like a little bit mixture of Galaxians and Vanguard, if you can say that's a mix. Right, we have a Tiger heli. I already have a working Tiger heli, but I've got the proper harness for that, so I'll be able to check that one out. It says no work there, so right. Oh, and here's an interesting one. We have a Rally X. There's no other test markings on there. Rally X. So, well, I just don't think they got around to testing that one. Next we have an unknown one. Interesting strapping between the two sides. Another Rally X. Okay. Well, from two we can maybe make one. Or we might get lucky, we might get them both working. And then we have like mystery potluck. All the ROMs seem to be okay on that side, on the components. Looks a bit like a Galaga board. TL. Sorry, the thing's scratched off here. No sprites. Oh, it's another Tiger heli. Okay. So we actually have a couple of spare Tiger helis. Surely we can get at least another one working. And I said my original one works fine. Right, we have another two-part. Now this is a Circus Charlie. And I believe that it's only that ROM there. This is the one with the one bad ROM. So I'm going to give that a go. I'll have to work out whatever harness it uses. And sorry, these are really all over the place. We have, this looks like a, yeah, this is another copy of Super Cobra. And then we have, now apparently this is a Defender clone. It's called Defense Command. Obviously needs a bit of extra power by that extra harness there, so I'll have to look up the specs on that one. I've never heard of that one before, but apparently it's a Defender clone. Okay, so we've got a Frogger with no audio. And underneath that, and I believe this one works with glitches and it might just need a chip reflowing. And this is Gumbird. So probably this is the closest to be working out of all of them, so I'll probably concentrate on that. Alright, so I'm not just showing you a pile of boards out of a box here. It's not a very interesting video. What we'll do, we'll go over to the arcade cabinets. So obviously we have Space Pilot working in my cocktail there. I haven't done any more work on that. As people know, I haven't been very well, so I've still got Gary's NBA Jam, and then we have my Bosconian working in a cabinet. It really needs a bit of glare perspex in there. I have this, shall we call it, temporary marquee. Not very impressed with the print quality of that. And this bezel, it really needs the second layer and for the bezel to be sandwiched in between. But at least it's sort of looking like a Bosconian machine now from a distance. Obviously this marquee is no good, doesn't it? Light through, and there's no light in the top of this, which I have to fix. So I've got to do that. Next stage I'm going to make a custom control panel that's for Bosconian and make a kick, or get a kickboard label, so that'll make it as close as I can to a Bosconian. Obviously this is an early Nintendo cabinet. It's supposed to be Space Firebird. But I really can't see myself restoring that to that at the moment. It can be my Bosconian cabinet, and the monitor's rotated horizontally. I'd have to re-rotate the monitor and all that sort of things. I may do it one day, but I really like it being my Bosconian. Then we have my MVS custom cab. Obviously needs some sort of marquee at some stage. And then we have my original vertical machine. Monitor's being serviced. It's in really good nick now. I've got the did have Tiger heli in there, but when the kids came around on the weekend, I chucked the 60-in-1 in there again. Sorry, I haven't turned the music off either, so it's got the horrible. That's the best way to show that. I've been mucking around with the brightness and things like that on this. Probably can go a little brighter now, probably taken it too far, too dark now. But that's actually come up quite nice. And that's working very well. So I'm very happy with these. What I might do is, I'll just set the, I don't think this is going to work very well until I get the anti-glare perspex in there, but I'll try and see if I can get this camera mount that I got recently working, and we'll have a game of Bosconian. Okay, I got the camera set up. Not totally happy with the mount, but it's better than nothing. I'll work something out a bit better later. This is going to be a bit loud because I've had to have it turned up a reasonable way so you can hear voice. Now in Bosconian you can shoot the bases up the middle, which will destroy them, or if you want more points, you can shoot all 6 of the outside bits. Now obviously each one of those you shoot also gets rid of some things shooting at you, and the formation disbands once you shoot the leader. And I use the scanner on the right to see where the next one is. I'm not getting many formation bonuses yet. Now if you take too long, you get that little yellow fella. See, talking and playing never works. And if you let him go, the game goes into red alert, where basically all the enemies go crazy on you. So that's a pretty high score from the first level. Oh, there you go, 1,000 point bonus. Get 500 points for those. And the longer you take, the harder it gets. This level I don't bother point grabbing. I just go for the obvious line up. Survive. Oh, drifted into that one. So I don't think we're going to get a high score. Definitely no point grabbing from now on. playing very well today. Points. Oh no. Just went into red alert then. Now this grouping's a bit different because they're all very close together and their fields of fire cross. And the enemy kamikazes get nasty up. I don't know how I'll survive that. Well, 74,040, definitely not my high score. That's not bad without a warm-up. In this free credit thing, it doesn't let you enter a high score, which is also annoying, and it doesn't really have an attract mode. So, going to look at doing a suggestion that Nintendo, Retro Dave Nintendo did just the other day. It's like a free play token that you put on the front of the coin box. Alright, that's a quick update for me, sort of, with a bit of rambling, bit of gameplay. I'm Electric Adventures, thanks to all my subscribers, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.